Hi everybody, I'm Maylene, and I heard on the internet that Avril Lavigne's new video is a hot mess, so I had to go see it for myself. By all the comments I'm seeing on YouTube and Twitter and other social media, it's apparent that a lot of young people especially don't understand how this video can be racist, and I want to talk to you about that. And first of all, the song is fucking ridiculous, so I'm not even going to talk about the song. This video is just about Avril Lavigne's music video and how it may be interpreted as racist or racially insensitive to Asian people. Before I get to that, I just want to say these are just my opinions. I am sorry if I offend you. If I get something wrong, you can correct me in the comments. Please do so nicely. So Avril Lavigne's music video for her song Hello Kitty is done in this style that is very much Japanese. Even the way that the song was made, she says, was to target Japanese people in particular. In the world of race and ethnicity studies, this is called cultural appropriation, which is just borrowing from somebody else's culture and making it part of your own. This is neither positive or negative, it's just borrowing. What makes cultural appropriation positive or negative is obviously the way in which you are borrowing. What does make cultural appropriation negative is when the appropriating is done in a way that it perpetuates or reinforces that one race is superior to another, race or culture. And I'm using race and culture interchangeably in this video, although they may not be depending on your own definition, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using them interchangeably. So let's examine how Avril Lavigne is borrowing from Japanese pop culture style. For me, the most obvious sign that this is a negative cultural appropriation is when you look at her 4 backup dancers. 4 backup dancers that look and move exactly the same way. And although you may say, well, that's pretty routine behavior for a pop culture video, what makes this different is, number one, the girls all look exactly the same. And knowing that that is a very negative stereotype about Asian people, and then you put 4 Asian people and you make them look exactly the same, it just doesn't feel right to have those ideas being represented in a music video, because you consciously chose 4 Asian girls and you make them look exactly the same consciously, and it just doesn't sit right with me that is going on in the music video. The second problematic thing I see in Avril's video with her dancers are that the dancers are never interacting with Avril Lavigne at all, or even one another, or even anyone else in the music video. They're always just part of the background, meaning they are objects in her music video. They're not people. They're just almost like decorations in her music video. And regardless of any race or gender, that's just a pretty insulting thing to bring a human to be an object. Personally, the last sign that I see that this is a racist cultural appropriation is the fact that these girls, the way that they dance is exactly the same. Now, I'm a dancer. I understand sometimes the choreographer will give the direction that you need to look exactly the same, but also as a dancer, I understand that you are allowed to convey your personality through the movement. And so the fact that these girls were told on purpose not to show any emotion, even any facial expression, any personality, any humanity, was what they were told to put away. And again, they're just being used as objects. They're just girls dancing. They're not even girls because they don't have personality, they don't have emotions. They're just things that are dancing behind Avril. And Avril says she did this video because she loves Asian culture, but you loving Asian culture does not take away from the fact that through history, Asians have occupied a lower level of social standing and next to white people, and you being white doesn't really make it any better in this situation. Unfortunately, in this music video, Avril Lavigne is replicating that idea that Asians are lower, that Asians are not humans, that Asians are objects in her music video. And Avril tried to defend herself, saying that her Japanese director and producers are helping her do these things and that it's not racist. But Japanese people okaying this cultural appropriation doesn't not make it cultural appropriation. It still is what it is. I think the issue is that she's a person in power and that she needs to be socially conscious and more responsible with the imagery she's putting out there. And I think people are right to be offended, and the song in itself is pretty fucking offensive, so anything that would go with this video would have been offensive to our ears anyway. She made it offensive to our eyes as well. That's all for this week. Let me know what you think. If I got something wrong, please correct me in the comments. Please don't go watch the music video or do so at the risk of your own sad pleasure.